Alright, guys, this is the section of the show where we find questions on the internet that have probably been answered already and answer them, but in video form, and video form is better.
Because you can watch it in your car and not be distracted. Maybe.
What? No, you should never watch video in the car. This show is not responsible for any accidents that occur based on Cody James's stupid ideas. Anyway, Cody, you go ahead and read the question.
Is the 1080 Ti really worth the around $400 price jump from the 1070? Assume
TI.
a rig is for 1440p, 144 hertz. Not really, no.
Okay.
Going on.
Well, but, hold on. Okay, and then you said that.
Not
okay.
really, no.
I think. Well, okay. If it was for 1440p gaming, no. 144 hertz. That's where I'm like maybe. I don't think a 1070 would do that fast.
I'd rather.
Of course, it's double though. That is the point, I guess. Yeah.
Like
Money
if
for
I were in
performance
the
wise,
situation,
you would max out that monitor for sure. But
yeah,
I feel like you would get close enough with a 1070 Ti to like make it not worth the price jump.
yeah, because you can overclock the 1070 Ti to be about a 1080 anyway.
That being said, oh really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
That being said,
it's pretty close.
If you can afford it, a 1080 Ti would really help.
Yeah, or you could just wait till I don't know, maybe
at this
August.
point, don't buy anything. That's true. The real advice here is just wait till August because they're gonna release something better. So 1170 will be cheaper and better in like every way. So
wait for 11 series. That's the answer to your question.
That's the best of both worlds. Yeah.
That's the answer to your question.
If you have to do it right now, what would you do, Cody?
What would I do right now?
Yeah.
I would just
Save
stay
$400.
the course. Yeah, stay the course.
That'd be a hard decision for me. I honestly don't know what I would do. I have a 1080 Ti right now, but that's for 4K, so it's a little bit different. But 4K 60 and 1440p 144 is like, I mean, that's kind of the same ballpark.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm leaning towards the 1080 Ti is because I don't know, the choppiness. But
like if you make a butt fuck of money, yeah, sure, why not?
yeah, it depends on that. I mean, if you can let go of $400 and not feel super bad about it, you know, I think getting a better graphics card, just because you'll future-proof yourself for a long time, is the better idea. But if you're gonna end up having to fucking eat chicken noodle soup for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a month because you got a better graphics card, maybe not. It's not really worth it.
Yeah. All right. 1060 or 1070 at 60 to 75 hertz in 1080p. More or less, doesn't really matter.
I would say based on what he expects to get, because he wants 60 frames a second in the online games, which are the really easy to run ones, but he's okay with 45 frames a second in the AAA games, which like the 1060 can probably do 60. I honestly, like, based on what he said, I would say just get the 1060 and save the money if you can find a good deal, because I think right now they're still inflated. Yeah.
But if you can find like a 1070 or 1060 secondhand, like I found a 1060 secondhand for like $200.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad. Yeah,
definitely. Considering the market right now, it's still crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, that shit's dying down. So I would actually go with the 1060 on that one.
Yeah.
Which normally I'm like the person that says to go for the highest thing that's possible. So that's pretty good for me.
Well, I mean, it is only 1080p.
Yeah, that's why it's like kind of a waste at that point if you're spending double the amount. Is it a good time for buying a 1060 6GB? I was thinking to change my RX as a 270X with a GTX 1060. I heard that the new gen GPU will come out soon, but that they will be near the 1080 price range. For a 1080p 60 Hz gaming, is the 1060GB still the best choice, or should I wait for more? Okay, I think that the 1060 for 1080p gaming at 60 frames a second would be fine. I don't think there'd be any problem. I think, is it the best time to buy one? That's debatable. If you can find one for a pretty good deal, but that's not that likely now.
No.
So that's the part that I would say.
More than likely, I would wait for the 11 series to come out first, because then the older generation will probably drop in price considerably, and then you'll be able to snag one for fairly cheap.
Yeah.
Like I can get a 970 currently for around like $150 secondhand.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. That's right.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, we just acquire parts all over
ago.
the place. Eventually, we'll do random build videos when we are more organized. But right now, you get this. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And 1060s are about 200. So I feel like if you wait though, the 1160 isn't gonna come out for a while. It'll just be the 80 and the 70.
What would you do with 2500 gig drives?
So is that 25 terabytes?
No, 2500.
Oh.
2500 gig hard drives.
Oh fuck. Super RAID?
Yeah, just fucking raid them.
Like make a machine. Is it SSDs? Because that'd be hilarious.
No, it's spinning ones. It's laptop hard drives.
Okay.
You could make a file or backup server, but make a YouTube channel and find different ways to explode them. Like take a hammer to it, shoot one.
Oh my god, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Blow it
People
up with
will
fireworks.
actually.
People will actually watch that instead of watching this.
Yeah, you can take our views by just putting one of those babies in the microwave.
Yeah. Blow them up. Have fun with it.
Destruction
Destruction.
cells. So, my first PC, and I need help lower a bit. So I was searching for specs to build my first PC and for a bit of gaming and editing, but where I live, it got too expensive and past my budget, probably because of the GPU crisis we've talked about 3 times on this podcast alone.
Yeah.
I would like some help lowering a bit without too much of a loss in performance. Focus on the editing because because I should use it for study. Thanks.
Using it for studying.
Okay,
Right.
so let's see what he got. All right, let's go over here.
What's he got? Fucking iPads.
Okay. Okay, for CPU, he's got a Ryzen 5 1600, 3.2 gigahertz 6-core processor. He's editing. I think that's a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
Motherboard, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much for...
Nah, B350, that's good for overclocking if he wants to do it.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm just... As far as saving money, I don't think you'd... I mean, how much expensive... It doesn't have prices on here, so there is no way to...
Both of those sit around 90 American. 80, 90 American, which is fine for an ATX board, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
those are the same...
Oh, he has 2 listed here. I did not see that.
Yeah, the Asus Prime B350, I think is the RGB one, and then the MSI B350. Yeah, either one would work, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd go with
Corsair
the Asus one, though, because I'm a shill.
8 gig, 1 times 8 gig. Okay, if you're going to do 8 gigs, do 2 4-sticks. That's better performance in it. Yeah, it doesn't cost any more, so you should do dual channel.
It's also much better for Ryzen processors to do dual channel rather than single channel.
Yeah, and if you're going to do a Ryzen processor, you should get faster RAM if that's possible, just because it does increase the performance a lot for some reason. But definitely do dual channel. I would actually recommend 16 if you can afford it, but I guess you're trying to lower the price, not raise it. So
yeah.
All right. 120 gigabyte solid state drive. Okay. Already have an HDD for cold storage, so he's already got that. The 1060 Zotac Amp Edition video card. All right, that's fine. Wow, I don't actually.
500 watt power supply and a PCIe wireless card.
Oh, I'm actually gonna have a hard time with this. I thought this was gonna be easy, but this is actually pretty tough.
This is fairly simple. If he wants to focus primarily on the editing, I'd knock down the 1060 to maybe a 1050 Ti. If you can find something secondhand,
yeah,
even
maybe
better.
Find the graphics card secondhand.
Find a 960
change
maybe.
the RAM. Please don't do single channel.
Yeah,
it's 2018.
Dual channel RAM. Bring down the graphics card.
Yeah,
and,
I still don't think that would bring in that. I don't know.
How far down is he trying to go?
I don't think it says.
Which is better for gaming, the AMD Ryzen 1700X or the 7700? If you mean 7700K, 7700K.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a... I mean... I don't really have much to add to that, I agree.
Just because it has the significantly higher...
yeah, when you're running games mostly... DirectX 12 changed it a bit. But mostly... never utilize anything more than just for the 4 physical cores. So even the hyper-threading, it won't really help you that much. Now, with DirectX 12... apparently, and I was actually researching this the other day, so nice. I almost know what I'm talking about. With DirectX 12, it makes it easier for them to be more optimized for more cores, so you actually get more performance per cores, but it still kind of tapers off after you go to 6. So pretty much if you have a quad core with hyper-threading, it's like that's about equal, like as far as performance gain to like having no hyper-threading but having 6 physical cores, apparently, according to the data I saw. And then after that, it kind of tapers off. The best is, the 8 physical cores, but hyper-threading really doesn't have any benefit after that. Like, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It just isn't made for it. So, I would say definitely the higher core count is more important. Because 16 threads is not going to be utilized in a game.
More than likely not.
Yeah.
How well would these parts work for gaming? Here's what he's looking at. GTX 1050 2 gig, an i7 7700, 12 gigabytes of memory, 1 terabyte storage with a 128 SSD.
Wait, 12 gigabytes of memory?
Go down to 8 gigs. Go for like an i5, maybe like an 8400, 8600K.
Up the graphics.
Up the graphics card to maybe a 1060.
Yeah.
Save yourself the heartache.
It's just for gaming, and he picked. Hold on. How does 12? Yeah. Like what does he have?
Wait, hold up. This one.
I don't understand the memory configuration, I guess.
Was
it like an 8 and a 4?
4. It's probably 4.
Okay, that's weird. All right.
Like Wendy's.
Oh,
yeah.
4 for 4. Now at Wendy's. This video is brought to you by Wendy's. Just kidding. It's not. They don't care about us at all. We will never get sponsors.
Probably.
If we get sponsors, I'll eat my sock on camera.
What SATA cable should I use? Literally does not matter.
Critique my build before I start ordering parts. I would like some external input, suggestions, or advice before I start ordering parts for this build. So he's got a AMD Ryzen 5 1600 6-core processor, MSI
B350 ATX.
Yes.
3000 speed, 8 gig. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, that's more or less. This is kind of what the build I was recommending for the other guy.
Overall, pretty good.
Yeah. 120 byte solid state drive. 1 terabyte drive. Okay, that's cool. 1060. That's good. Yeah, everything's good. This is actually a pretty solid build, depending on what you want to do with it. I'm assuming it's just like a gaming computer for just general use, but
yeah,
like this is a good computer just in general. I mean, even if you wanted to like edit, you could pretty much do anything with it. Good jack of all trades. And then he also has an Intel build here.
Second build, yeah.
Okay, so the Intel
8400, which is considerably lower clocked, is not hyper threaded.
Go for the Ryzen, yeah, unless it's just cheap. And this build's more expensive too. So why is that processor so expensive? That's the only difference. Oh, this one also ups the SSD a little bit too.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably some of the cost.
Yeah.
I would say the first one, like honestly, I would still go for the first one though, because I feel like you'll get a lot more out of a Ryzen 1600 than you will out of a 8400.
Especially since it's overclockable, it's got simultaneous multi-threading, it's got a higher single clock speed as well, so it's slightly better for gaming. Overall, just a better experience in the long run.
Yeah, for sure. That was actually a pretty easy one. Cool. I'm just going to go ahead and warn you. The first word in this paragraph is "this is not a joke." This will be good. Alright, he's asking GTX 1050 Ti or a 1070?
A 750 Ti or a 1070.
What did I say?
I have no idea what you said.
Okay, yeah, I'm confused. I thought it was funny just because, like, this is not a joke was the first word. Literally.
Upgrading potato.
I'm planning on building my first ever gaming PC, and after having to deal with a potato one for a very long time, I will be gaming on my 1080p 60 hertz monitor for now, but possibly getting a 1440p monitor in the future.
Good choice.
Thus choosing the 1070 over the 1060. According to the rumors, the 11 series is just around the corner, and I think getting a 750 Ti for playing games such as World of Warcraft, Overwatch, etc. When the new cards arrive, I plan on getting the 1170 and focus more on playing AAA titles on ultra settings. What do you think? Or should I rather just get the 1070 now and possibly sell it cheap later on and buy the 1170 with that money and some of my savings? Here's the rest of my build. Alright, let's see. 8 gigs of RAM, 480 gig SSD. Okay, he doesn't have a case, so that's pretty weird. I guess.
8400. He's probably just gonna upgrade the case.
Yeah, he's probably
for a
upgrading
case.
the CPU
I'd
too.
probably recommend something like an NZXT S340. These seem to be very popular, and they're really nice cases.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I don't know much. I mean,
Or Cooler
I
Master.
don't mind. But
Buy Cooler Master and nothing else. Like me.
yeah, I've only ever bought one case.
I've only ever bought Cooler Master cases.
I just kind of acquired my other ones and I bought this one.
Yeah.
I figure out what it is. That's a Corsair, but I don't remember the actual title of it. I forgot.
460.
Oh yeah,
Crystal or
460X.
something
Something
like
like
that,
that. Yeah, 460X. I like the pretty lights. Anyway,
On to the question.
yeah, on to the question. I would say, like, okay, after reading it, I can understand why you're saying this isn't a joke, but maybe, I mean, title it something where people aren't just laughing, because
Yeah.
now I look like an ass.
Short answer, wait for Turing.
Yeah, 1080p 60 hertz. I mean, that's not even hard. That's not really that hard to do. If you
No.
1440p, you're gonna need more than a 10 or than a 750 Ti for sure.
Yeah.
But getting a 1070 right when Turing is around the corner is just,
A little short-sighted.
I don't know. Yeah, especially if you don't have the monitor yet, because a 750 Ti will probably, I mean, 1080p it won't run great, but it'll be fine for World of Warcraft and Overwatch and stuff. Like
Yeah.
he said in the post he wasn't gonna worry about AAA games until
Yeah.
after. So if
Yeah.
that's the case, then yeah, save the money. Unless you can just find a 1070 for like insanely cheap, and then then
Fine.
you could sell it for what you bought it for. And
Yeah. If you can find one for like 300 or 350, fucking 10 out of 10, go for that.
Yeah.
But anything above that, I'd be a little hesitant towards.
Yeah, especially since I mean, where are you getting a 750 Ti? Like,
No, he already has a 750 Ti.
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. As the theme of this video is that I can't read, so yeah. Or like this person said, just buy a used 970 for like 150 bucks off eBay and wait. But if you already have it, then that's
That's what I always say. Just buy a 970.
yeah. He's bought 3 970s so far. How many 970s do you have? He only has one of his. Actually, no, you have 2, but you have in separate computers, right?
Yeah.
So
I have one in my girlfriend's computer. I have one in my computer, and then I sold one to one of our friends. First PC.
First
build.
PC build again. I really like these ones. These ones are fun. Like
Yeah.
it's exciting to build your first PC. I just remember when I built my first PC. Oh, the days when I had money to spend. Okay, everybody, I'm looking to building a PC to play Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, and Battlefield 5 when it comes out.
Okay.
All right, so AAA games.
My budget is $1,600.
You won't have problems with that. That's fine. But I'm willing to be flexible. Below is what I have, what I've got, and I'm completely open to all parts being switched out for the best bang for the buck. One question I had was the graphics card I picked currently has a promotion, whereas in I can get this PSU for free. Is it worth considering?
For EVGA Nova, 80 plus gold? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you have a. Oh, wow.
Yeah. For an 80 plus gold, fully modular power supply for free if you buy a GTX 1080. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
good. Does he say what resolution he has for his monitor? No. Or does he have a monitor in here?
He doesn't really specify, I don't think. Microsoft. Windows 10. What is reading? Not bad. Not a bad pick
what'd it
overall.
say? And 8600K. Okay, that's yeah.
Yeah.
For gaming, perfect.
Some cooler I've never heard of before. The
Yeah, but,
Scythe Fuma.
I don't know either.
What is that?
Oh, it goes right to PC Perfect. That's actually
Yeah.
really convenient.
I'm not gonna lie, that actually looks kind of badass.
It's like two coolers stacked on top of each
Yeah.
other. It's like an ice cream sandwich, like literally.
It looks like one of those the Noctua coolers, one of the really big beefy ones.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Fitting that in the case might be a pain in the
Only
ass. Though.
fucking black and white instead of a weird tan color.
But to be fair, like if I had one of those, I don't think it could fit my RAM in. So just be wary of that when you're buying those big ass coolers.
Yeah, always be wary of RAM clearance.
You never think about the space in your computer until you're like have the parts and you're like,
Fuck.
how do I fit this in there? Oh no. And that's the worst feeling in the world because you can't just go to a store. You can get to wait for it to come in the mail.
Usually.
It happened to me before.
Unless you live around a micro center, which we don't.
We live in the boonies.
I wouldn't say the boonies.
I'd say the boonies. People do for fun, right? They drive that way, go to the compound, and do fucking meth. We live in the boonies. Anyway, this build's pretty good, and for the price, let's see if ways we could make it better. I actually think it's pretty fucking solid. So
Yeah.
I don't have much to add, especially since getting that PSU is really good. So I would say you have it pretty good. I mean, I would go for the same thing unless if you're planning to do 4K, I'd get a 1080 Ti. Other than that, And if you're planning on doing something like if you're just gonna do 1080p, this is obviously huge overkill.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm assuming that since you didn't put anything, it's like a, some type of normal setup, like a 1440p or like a 1080p at 144 frames.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually solid, and I like your build. It's good. Very good build.
It's good build.
10 out of 10. This is my favorite first PC build we've ever done, whoever this person is. Dr. Mr. Burrito. I like burritos. I knew.
He knew in his heart of hearts.
First ever build, freaking out a little bit right now. Just finished building my PC. Everything is working fine, all except my I/O. The NZT.
His cooler, the Kraken X62.
Oh, it's this cooler. Okay.
Yeah, AIO.
AIO. Okay.
The fans are not spinning on the rad, and there are no lights on the pump or anything. I know it's definitely not working because of my BIOS. I'm seeing the temperature rapidly rise past 75 degrees when powered on.
It's not receiving power. If nothing's coming on, it's probably not receiving power.
My dude put the fucking connector in the wrong place, so the AIO wasn't being powered.
Wait, what? Hold on. Where did he put it? I mean,
I don't know. He might have put in like the RGB fucking light panel or some shit. I don't know, dog.
What? I mean, but
it's his first ever build, so I'm gonna cut him a bit of slack.
Oh, it's his first build. Okay. I mean, I'm just it uses the
fan header.
Oh, okay. I could see you mixing that up. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
If it's your first time, then it makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool. I understand. I'm glad you fixed it. Yeah, plug them in to the fan headers. A lot of cases now have like RGB connectable things and parts and stuff.
Yeah.
It makes it a little bit more confusing, but you just gotta make sure you pay attention.
With an i5 6400 processor, what's the best GPU I can get without having to deal with a bottleneck?
What processor is it?
An i5 6400. Any of them.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be at a GPU bottleneck unless you have some kind of crazy high refresh rate monitor, and
that doesn't exist.
Yeah, like 240 hertz. I don't know. There's TVs that have that. There's monitors that have that. I wonder what the fastest hertz monitor is.
There's a 240 hertz Alienware one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of 240. There's 240 hertz 4K ones, aren't there?
No, I think 144 hertz just came out for 4K.
Oh, I thought it was recently. Like, I heard about a big deal about that. I mean, I know that for 144 or 240 doesn't matter because no GPU will be able to do that, either of those. But I thought that they had just come out. So.
What, the 144 hertz? The 240 hertz?
The 240.
Wow.
I was probably wrong though.
I don't know.
I'm wrong a lot. Oh man, I need to stop.
BuildaPC, I need your knowledge. I've been gradually upgrading my computer over the couple of years. Current state is a B350 motherboard, R5 1600, 16 gigs of 2133 DDR4 RAM for some reason. GTX 1070 and a dual monitor. My question is that when streaming, I have one game on screen, broadcast software, and other stuff on the other screen. Makes sense. The result is that I end up dropping frames from playing. Probably... Yeah, RAM speed is going to be the culprit here, because Ryzen in particular is really, really dependent on RAM speeds, to the point where you will be dropping frames if the RAM speed is too low.
What resolution is he playing at, and what graphics card does he have?
He didn't specify. He said he has a 1070. Why did I lock it? Yeah, GTX 1070. Oh. He doesn't specify resolution.
Yeah, unless you're gaming at some crazy high resolution, then you should probably do RAM speed because you shouldn't be getting bottleneck. Is it Ryzen?
It's a 1600. Yeah.
That's what you have, right?
It's what Thoma has. Yeah. I have a 1700 in mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
You both have Ryzens.
Yeah.
God, you just. If we combined all our computers, we could literally have a lab. You know.
Yeah.
The show could be a lot cooler if we were still roommates.
Oh, my knee. So yeah, culprit there is more than likely RAM speed,
which is a weird thing to say. I would think you're crazy if I didn't know about that Ryzen thing firsthand.
Yeah,
that's really weird.
So buy faster RAM. I'm just gonna skip that one.
Best case for under
200 USD.
I mean, most cases are under 200. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but he's looking for one in particular that can mount a 300 millimeter GPU with a front mounted 240 rad. The Cooler Master Case Pro, it's the one I have. It's amazing. Buy it. Not
Heard it from him first.
Yeah.
Alright, Cooler Master.
I'm kind of a Cooler Master show when it comes to cases.
Never had a Cooler Master case, but I mean, well, actually I have because I had your old one for a while. But
Yeah. Well,
it's good. I never had
even
problems
then,
with them.
it wasn't really your. It wasn't your computer. It was your girlfriend's computer.
Well, yeah.
But
I mean, you know what I mean, though. It was
Yeah,
in the house. I built in it.
I built again in it after you gave it back to me.
What I'm saying is that Cooler Master cases, from my experience, are easy to build in. I've had 3 cases, I've had 2 cases in my computers, and they were both a pain in the ass to build with. I have a Corsair 460X, or it's a 480X, something like that.
460. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and it looks nice, but oh my god, is it a pain in the ass to build in? It is fucking, it's so hard. It's like very compact, and a lot of this, like the back part, the metal part of the panel that comes off where all the wires are, you have to it's bulging right now because there's so many wires, and you just don't have it's pretty crazy. I don't know, maybe I just did it wrong or something, but from my experience and his experience too, you can attest to this, it's fucking hard to build in.
Yeah.
And the Cooler Master cases are generally a lot easier, and there's a lot more room in between like the back of the motherboard and that panel. Mine, it just has that much space, and that's where all the drives go too, so
yeah. I should bring over my computer and we should take it apart and put it back together.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. That should be the next video. Next video, we're going to do a build video just because.
Best sub €100 wireless gaming mouse.
How much is €1 for $1? Because,
I think that's euro. Is that euro?
Yeah, that's euro. I think.
Okay.
It looks like it to me. If $130 American is less, my mouse, I really like this mouse that I have, but it's kind of expensive.
Yeah, it was 150.
I was a gift. I didn't buy it, so
we looked it up last time.
But we looked it up last time, and I believe it was around $130.
Yeah.
It's the Razer Mamba.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do have to say that I did have to MRI it. Yes, I had to scan it for tumors. I had to RMA it because one of the sensors stopped working, but they did send me a new one, no questions asked, and I don't have to pay for shipping or anything. They gave me the stamp and I sent it, and then I got a new one for free. So the customer service experience was actually really good.
That's good.
But it works really well. It's convenient because it eliminates that problem that I have with wireless mouses where they die and then you can't use them by being modular. So you can plug it in and just use it as a wired mouse, and it just works flush with the wire. It's not awkward or anything. So it's really good. And then when you want it to be wireless, you just plug it into the dock that it comes with, and then it's just a wireless mouse. And as long as you put it back on the dock, it almost never dies. I've never had it die on me before.
What kind of connection does it use? Does it use micro USB?
Yeah, it uses micro USB.
Okay. I would recommend something like a Logitech G403 wireless because there's basically no latency there. I got it Black Friday for $40, which isn't bad.
Yeah, there you go. That's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it have a dock, or is it just
you can use it as wireless. It also has the plug-in thing, so you can use it wired too. You just plug it in. You can use it as a wired mouse. You can unplug it.
Oh, so you have to have it plugged in for okay.
To charge it, yeah.
So there's a little bit of it's not quite as
premium.
Yeah, just because the RGB dock that it sits on. By the way, the mouse that I have is the stroby RGB because that's just kind of the aesthetic that I have.
Yeah.
And it sits on the dock, and you just place it on, and then it charges automatically. So it's almost you don't even notice that you need to charge it, and that's probably why it's so expensive. But that's one of my favorite things about it. So that's why I don't know. But $40, I mean, I could buy 3 of these mouses or 3 of those ones. So it's at that point, is the money really worth it? And that's for you to decide.
Diminishing returns.
Yeah. Depends on whether you like strobe lights.
I like strobe lights.
I like strobe lights.
I can't afford strobe lights though.
I can't anymore.
My keyboard is white, and it shall remain white for a very long time.
I used to have money for computer parts, and then I bought a house, and now I have money for a mortgage.
Whoops.
But I still have this computer, so I'll let my dark again.
Well, I guess that is all the questions for today. We will see you next week.
That's all, folks.